Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. For you guys that don't know, I have shirts for sale. Go check out Joy's a Thread. You'll probably see the intro. You'll see it. They come in all different colors. This is actually one of my favorite ones, believe it or not. What today's video is about is this real big piece of walnut. And what this is going to do for me is hopefully it's going to get cut perfectly straight in half over on my bandsaw. Yes, today's video is about resawing. This is also going to be one of many videos for the project that this is going to be used for. It's one of the magnetic knife holder things. It's going to have it's going to have standoffs, a piece of plexiglass in the front. It's going to have a base. Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. So, but what today's video is going to be about is the resawing of it. And there's going to be some other videos put up, and then at the end, it's going to be kind of like a trilogy of all of them, so that you can see step by step just how I did everything, and, you know, the course that it took. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you over there to my bandsaw, which, mind you, I do want to point out this is probably almost max capacity for resaw on my bandsaw. So it's going to be fun. I've resawed a bunch of like shorter stuff, but nothing this size. So this is going to be probably entertaining. So guys, when I get you over there, don't worry about anything that's going on in the back. And I mean that blinking red light that's there. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this resawed, and then we're going to get it milled to get it flat and see what we got. Because the middle of this, it's going to have a bunch of bores in it where I'm going to put magnets, so when it gets glued back together, it will be able to hold knives on each face, just sticking right to it. I'll put up a little video of some of the like R&D, aka research and development, that I was doing on it. I did it with, I think, a piece of cherry or maple. And I think it came out pretty good. So I'll put that in here. Alright, well, double stacked like this, going through a piece of maybe 1/4 inch cherry with my wrench. Seems to hold it. So stacked up, it almost seems like it, I don't know, multiplies the magnet a little bit. Not double time, but this would be easier because I could, you know, have the board that thick and just put 2 in one cavity. Okay, guys, so I don't know if you can tell, but you see how high the board is here? And you see where my guides are? I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little big. I wanted to leave this a little bit larger, so that way I could clean up and all that kind of stuff, but I need to rip this down so I can fit it through here so I can do it. The finished part needs to be about this high, right here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a measurement from the table to here, see exactly what capacity I have, and then that's where I'm going to cut it down to. I already have the one side jointed, so I can just put that against my fence on my table saw after I move all the crap that's on it. And then I can rip it down to my maximum height of my bandsaw. And then we'll be back and make sure that we take care of that. So, this is going to be fun. Okay, I'm back. There was a little bit of a flatness issue because when I originally milled this, it kind of warped a little bit. That's one of the things that happens with wood. I mean, it's a natural being, so it doesn't stay perfectly flat. So what I did was I scribed the line on the top, what the center was. I got my stop set. The one thing I didn't do, which I need to do, is scribe a line on the actual end part so that way I know if it's cutting straight. I'll go in, I'll touch the blade, I'll see how it looks, and then it's just a slow process from there. So let me get that line scribed to make sure that we're cutting square. If not, I'll need to go back to my joiner and joint the bottom edge, and then we should be square at that point. Because I did re-mill the surface, so that is going to cause a little bit of an issue because it might have won a little bit out of square. So I'm just going to take my calipers, set it, and scribe a line. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. Can you? Yeah, no, you can't. But what I did was I just scratched the surface of the end grain, and now is the moment where I see if I have it set up at the right width, because I'm literally cutting this whole thing in half. Looks pretty close to center. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of a cut, just enough to touch the blade, and then we're going to see what we got. All right, let's see what we have here. I'm actually going to measure this because I don't want to make a mistake, and I want to make sure this cuts nice and clean and true. So I'm going to get my calipers out again. I'm going to be right in the groove. Get a measurement there. All right, we're at about 800 there. And we're actually at about 9 at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to my joiner and rejoin it to get it nice and square to that edge. And then I'm going to push it right on through. I mean, there is going to be some deviation in the blade. So let's check that first before I rejoint the piece. So this isn't the appropriate way to measure, but I will know at the top and the bottom, you know, how far out it is. Like 5 there. I mean, it's seriously within about 10 thousandths. So yeah, I got to go back to the joiner and joint that bottom edge to be towards the, to do that flake. Jesus, I can't talk today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge, put it against the fence on my joiner, and joint the bottom nice and square, so that way when it runs on the table and the fence, I'm going to have the same pressure, same height, same thickness. So once I get that done, I'll be back. Alright, here we are, we're back. Time to start resawing, so wish me luck, guys. Probably get fast forwarded. Guys, you forgot to tell me about my safety. Alright, so here we are. We have this piece. And it's a little high in the center. I got a little anxious and I started pushing a little harder than I should have. And honestly, it was right where the knot was, so I felt a lot of resistance, so I pushed harder, and that's kind of what happened. Then we have this piece here. So I'm going to run both of these through my planer now, and then I'm going to get them flat to the other sides that were already planed prior, and then I need to drill a ton of holes. But that's going to be it for this video. So I'll go and plane these, then I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like. They should be down to probably about 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch, because then when I put the cap molding on, when I actually glue them up, it's going to be a beautiful piece. So stay tuned, and I'll make sure that I show you guys what these look like after I get them planed.